Does your house have a preparation plan? Hey everybody, Scott Walters. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, I want to thank you for coming. If you're returning, I want to thank you for your continued support. Let's jump right in to today's topic. All right, folks. So yeah, this is a really good one in my opinion. Preparations. There's so many channels out there now, like prepping, prepping for basically the apocalypse, end of the world, war, virus, plague, you name it. Prepping is a huge thing. Like I always say, you have the doom and gloomers and then you have the rainbow and sunshine channels. And we rely on a lot of content like this channel. And I urge you to subscribe if you're not already. I think I can really help a lot of people because you don't want to be too far over with the rainbow and sunshine crowd. You don't want to be too far over with the doom and gloomers. But I would say if you're leaning one way or the other, maybe the doom and gloomers, because right now this world is not able to sustain itself. We now have overheated the markets globally. We see China now collapsing. We rely on them for so much. There is much to pay attention to right now. And for me, I know it's, worrying is never going to help, but being aware and prepared absolutely is. And so it really comes down to risk tolerance. Just like your investment strategy, you have risk tolerance. And like I always say, many of these markets right now we're playing in are not much different than gambling. It's just a higher form of gambling. And you never want to bet more than you can afford to lose. And that's why I always tell people, insulate yourself with as much cash as possible and money as possible. Don't be too asset heavy in any asset class because right now it's too volatile and we're pretty much at the height. I don't think we can continue to see this rise to the moon like we saw. We've overheated the markets and now we're dealing with the inflation. And so there's just a lot going on right now. I think it's much smarter to play it safe right now than continue to bulldoze in to markets blindly. So with that being said, folks, I know for me, I try to remain balanced. And I digest a lot of digital content, but I'm very selective. And a lot of the content I was digesting from some of these people that I really enjoyed what they're producing have gone more to bubblegum. They got too big, and now I just don't really... I'm not gravitating towards a lot of them anymore. I find myself really gravitating towards like my friend Dan over at iAllegedly that's really trying to bring awareness of some of the things we're dealing with in terms of the not only with our global economy. And so what it came down for me personally is, doing a certain amount of prepping. Like I'm not building a bunker under my house or planning a trip to outer space like many extremists are doing because they're so afraid of dying. That's just something we can't escape. But we do want to be prepared. And so like I've dealt with a lot of clients as a realtor that want to buy land and get off grid. And I think that's smart. Like I want to do that. Like I would love to leave the city and get off grid. My kids are still in area schools, so but I can start to do things that will protect my kids or my kids' kids moving forward and really just having a plan and letting them see, it's our job to be an example for the generations coming after us, our kids. And we don't want to see us consumed by fear. We don't want them to see us consumed by worry, but we do want to have them see us be level-headed realists that can temperature check things that are going on around us and make preparation for it. And so for me, like I said, I think my job for my viewers is really to get you in the middle, to be balanced people, to not be necessarily building bunkers under your house, but not to also be just bulldozing into cryptos with your last dollar. I just think that's stupid. And so for me personally, what I found myself doing was, okay, listen, I'm going to have some kind of plan. Failing the plan is planning to fail. I need a plan. Well, what's a realistic plan? Well, what am I willing to spend on this plan? And it started with just an emergency kit, right? Like, that you would probably have in the house in case the power went out or, a earthquake or a fire or a flood or something. You want to have some canned foods. You want to have some flashlights. You maybe want to have, some drinking water purifying portable system, you know, and I put together a box of you know, stuff that just in case of emergency, I have something. I got some emergency water, food, you know, cast iron skillet in case I have to cook over an open flame, maybe, you know, some self-protection in case I got to defend my family or myself, or, you know, whatever. And I think it's just really smart to at least have some type of plan, right? I mean, what's your plan? I'd love to hear it. I've since graduated my plan from a box of just some emergency gear, you know, basically camping gear, to a full-blown stealth camper. Like, I was fascinated by these people and their stealth campers. I'm like, that's a fun project to do during lockdowns if I'm stuck at home. Let me rip apart some van that looks like a contractor's van, and you open up the door, it's like, boom, like it's a fully outfitted camper with everything you need. And it's been awesome. I'm using the thing now just for camping and traveling, but I know everything's on board. If there's ever civil unrest, war, natural disaster, I got a bug out vehicle. I'm in this thing. I'm out. I can go survive in the wilderness for days, if not months or longer in this thing. So, you know, it's really about, what are you comfortable with? What is your emergency plan? Are you completely on the rainbows and sunshine and the government's going to take care of you no matter what? Or are you on the doom and gloom planning your next reservation on SpaceX to Mars or wherever it's planning on going? Where are you at? Do you have a plan? Is it stupid? Do you think it's stupid to have a plan? Is it smart? What's the smartest plan you think to have? Like, I'm really curious. It's kind of fascinating to me personally. You know, again, for me, I think it just comes down to having a plan, being somewhere in the middle. You don't want to be too far over here, too far over here. You just want to be right in the middle. So, in final thoughts, folks, again, it's really important just to really take a step back sometimes and really look at a lot of what's going on in the world, and even the digital diet that we're digesting in terms of media. Who can we trust? And, you know, is it mainstream media? Is it rainbows and sunshine? Content creators trying to point you at their websites and get you to sign up for some courses on how to be rich like them? Is it the doom and gloomers who want to sell you emergency bunker for under the house? Where do you land? I'm really fascinated by this one. So help me understand it a little more. I really believe we got to be somewhere in the middle, folks. Just have some kind of plan. Again, some canned food, drinking water, a tent, you know, something that fits inside a box that you could just throw in the car and leave would be probably not a bad idea. So I don't know, curious. Let me know if you appreciate the content. You know, this is a little different than what we normally produce here. Give me, let me know. Give the video a like, subscribe to the channel. Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Go make it count today, and we'll see you on the next video.